Hello, I'm reading from the book of John, chapter 15, verse 7. It says, "If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you." In verse 12, it says, "This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you." So the enemy does not want you to have inner peace, so that way you can live in peace and harmony in your community. The enemy is an accuser and a slanderer. They'll go behind your back. They may flash an ID to a neighbor, use resources through the VA, talk to veterans and different civic groups and say, "You're this, you're that." They'll go to business groups, Kiwanis, use select partners, citizens core programs, pretty much the same people which are involved in community policing in your community. And they'll state that you're all these different things, like you're a monster. And then before you know it, you can have hordes of people in a variety of interagency partners. No joke, a while back I even recorded a guy that works for Department of Agriculture with some other people that are defense contractors. And I just decided to confront these people because one part's in front of me, another one in back of me, and asked them what their deal was. And they told me that I was reported as a threat to the community. And I told them, since the first day I moved here, I've been harassed. How's harassing me going to make the community safer? I don't have a gun on me. I'm just here having a taco. I have my little Bible. I'm going to read a verse or two. Then I'm going to go home. Why are you doing this to me? So it ended up getting worse, where I was being harassed while fishing. One guy shot a gun, just drove in there and shot a gun right in the water and left. Went for a walk somewhere else. A guy shot a gun 50 feet from me and then went to his car. I started having people harass me while eating food. Seeing the entire parking lot filled with white and black vehicles. I'm eating food, and the exact moment I stand up, this guy walks up to me and goes, "Shh," and then walks out. Had it happen where people at restaurants would just walk in, walk up to me, go, "Shh," and then walk out suddenly. In stores, and they were using elderly people in Texas and here in Florida. I've noticed this pattern. Freemasons from different counties, like select members that are on the left-hand path. So they'll utilize people from all walks of life. There's massive pools of contractors that are surveillance workers and role players. A lot of these jobs you won't find online because it's given to people in positions of trust. I've located a lot of these facilities. Some of them are larger than any police station in the United States. So there are a tremendous amount of resources which can be used. You may even notice people that are active duty military, select divisions, select groups. So I don't frown upon all veterans. I have respect for veterans, but there are some veteran groups which are utilized and that work with the CIA. So essentially what these programs are about is promoting terrorism, mass shootings, violence. And there's two things that terrorism threats hate. They hate the truth and they hate exposure, because when you speak the truth and when you expose an unethical activity, what it happens is it tarnishes the image of an organization. And that's not my goal, is to tarnish the military or the government. My goal is to expose an unconstitutional activity, similar to COINTELPRO. No one listened, no one cared, people died, people got arrested. It was unconstitutional and it was an illegal activity. And such activities occur to this day all across the United States. So mobbing is legalized. They'll utilize groups of people, sometimes neighborhood watch groups, citizens core programs in Texas. That was the case. And the regional council there utilized a hate group. Even the judge that was on board with the regional council was put on the local newspaper talking about wanting to hang a black guy. And you may notice they'll use hate groups. They don't use background checks. They'll network with the citizens on patrol, regional councils, and you'll notice that it's your constitutional right, if you do research, to record facilities against public highways and roads. So if you're being harassed, I don't encourage you to stand there for many minutes. Don't hide your tag. You can even contact your local sheriff's department. Many states have an exemption for private investigations, and you can simply say, at this time in this date, I'm going to be going by this place and taking some pictures of vehicles to see if they match up my vehicles, the vehicles that I've recorded doing some suspicious activities. So there's exemptions in the Florida state law if you have a business and someone's impacting your business, that you can do your own private investigations. Let's say you have a friend in the financial sector, that may be a tactic to get away with this. So if confronted, you want to be honest with police, and you won't have any problems or be questioned if you do this really quick. 10-20 seconds, you're in and out, you zoom in on a tag. And I've done it 3 times in my 26 years, and I've located quite a few cars at 2 facilities which matched up 100% to my videos where I was being harassed. I apologize if I squint my eyes a little bit. My eyes are really dry and I'm very tired. It's like 2 in the morning. So I'm about to hit the sack here pretty shortly. So mobbing is being legalized under the guises of national security, homeland security. We didn't have a mobbing problem to this degree in our country until we started saying, oh, we got to get everyone involved in this homeland security, national security word, public engagement. This is occurring through a variety of agencies, and it's legalized. They can go to your neighbor, call you a pedophile. They can place you in a life compromising situation. And once these people flash a badge, these people will take these people's word as gospel truth. And then when they run your tag and find out they're lying, you may find out years later, like someone might say, hey, we're sorry for harassing you. That happened in Texas. We found out that you're not a registered sex offender. And the whole time you're wondering why you're being harassed. Then you may have a gas station clerk, hey, we found out that you're not a murderer, that you're not a this, you're not that. And we were sorry. And that was a good feeling to know that there were people that felt remorseful, because I truly felt disgusted about where I lived at and started despising the people in my neighborhood. I lived in Texas, in 2 different neighborhoods. And I'm not the only one that's gone through this. There have been many Americans that I know that have committed mass shootings, that have taken their lives, a bunch. It's a lot. We have to say no to violence, fellow TIs. Even though Congress doesn't want to investigate, even though our National Security Agency and the FBI are frauds, DOJ, they're doing the same thing through their citizens on patrol in many states. We need to remain nonviolent. If I hear by any TIs talking about killing people and stuff like that, I'm cutting you off and I'll report you. You cannot go out and harm people or kill people. There was a TI that talked about committing a mass shooting, and I didn't want to snitch, but he said he was going to do it from what I heard from other people. So when I reported it, the FBI was like, click, they didn't want to listen. And something bad happened afterwards. He started shooting. So we need to understand, TIs, that we're on our own. Congress is not here to help us. There are a few congressmen. The only one that I really trust, that thinks the real, that I don't think, I know is the real deal, is this guy Matt, Congressman Matt from Crestview. He's a real patriot. And he speaks his mind, and he doesn't care what the liberals think or say. He lets it out. We don't have too many people like that in our country. So people like that we need to support. If you have a lot of money, even if you have some money, send him something. If he's running for office or go on a campaign trip, we need people like him. So we live in a time, fellow TIs, where the enemy is trying to destroy our country, pervert our youth, can't even secure our border, and they want to push Russia to the edge. And eventually, one of these days, we're going to experience some retaliation. We need to be prepared, be prayed up. And if you have money, you're able-bodied, you may want to look at going to a different country. I've mentioned this in prior videos. I want to share the title to this video. I hope you guys check it out. It's called Eckhart Tolle with 3 Deadly Habits That Kill the Law of Attraction in Your Life. It's a great video. Do a YouTube search for it. If you have a day off, listen to it. It's been life-changing for me today. So the enemy wants to inflict psychological damage. They want to destroy your marriage, They want to destroy all aspects of your life. And if you're seeing people that are active duty military, especially U.S. Army, doing this state by state, um, just ignore them. You can sue them. You can do. You can easily find what's it called? A FTCA, a lawyer, Federal Torts Claims Act attorney. I already have 3 of them that told me they'll take the case in the U.S. Army. But I'm so disgusted. I don't even want to think about it. It's impacting my health. So I didn't want to even communicate with these people. I have a lot of proof on other agencies too doing this. A lot of this stuff is tied to terrorism, promoting mass shootings. We have to say no to violence, stay in the Word of God. If you have rage issues, please don't own a gun. Get rid of it, sell it, throw it away, dismantle it. Walk in faith. Walk not by sight, walk by faith, and believe that God will get you through this. And if you don't believe in the Bible, that's fine. Get a spiritual belief, something, meditate, get involved in something that might help you, yoga, meditation, something that will uplift you and change your life, because this is no joke, fellow TIs. They've legalized promoting this stuff nationwide under the guises of safety. And they're not targeting terrorists. They're targeting whistleblowers, the outspoken conservatives. They're doing this nationwide. And they have made it where through the Privacy Act request, like let's say you want to get your files to find out they have false information on you. If they believe you're going to sue them, they can say, okay, we have an exemption. If they call it an investigation, which it isn't, it's harassment, then it blocks you from getting access to these files. And police are allowing this to occur for years. If this happened to them for years, what do you think would happen? So the government supporting terrorism, promoting it, funding it, concealing it, everything related to this program is related to terrorism. Why are they funding it? And why are we finding out that it's occurring nationwide? God bless, peace, say no to violence.